Hi there. Right. Fitness and martial arts, self-defense. Why bother? I've heard it said so many times from people, and I'm not disagreeing too much actually. A real self-defense situation doesn't last, you know, five-minute rounds or 12 3-minute rounds. You don't need to be as fit as these sports fighters, blah, blah, blah. It only lasts a few seconds, especially if you're doing it right. And I'm not disagreeing. A true self-defense situation doesn't last long. And if you get in first and you take him out, then yeah, fitness is not an issue. I've never been one to say you've got to be super fit if you're into martial arts self-defense. It depends on what you're actually into. If you're a sports fighter, yeah, you've got to be super fit and you've got to be conditioned. If you're in it just for self-defense, then fitness is not such an issue. Obviously, if you're evenly matched with somebody else and it's not over straight away, then the fitter, more conditioned guy, his chances improve every millisecond that fight goes on. So with that in mind, for me, I've always felt more confident, more able when I'm as fit as I can be. Now, I fully understand that fitness is one of those things, it's a personal thing. Like I said, personally, I like to remain fit, but I know some people who are as unfit as an unfit. I'll say that again. I know some people who are as unfit as an unfit thing that went to unfit university and got a first class honours degree in unfit. Yeah, they are dynamite when it comes to a street fight. They couldn't last 30 seconds in the ring or in a cage or any sporting endeavour, but you really want them beside you in a barroom brawl. So, fitness is not the be all and end all, but for me, I like to remain fit. So, when we're training with people and they don't do fitness, they're not into fitness stuff, I never have a problem with it. It's entirely up to that. Some people advocate that you must be as fit as you possibly can at all times, and blah, blah, blah. And yeah, again, no argument from me there. But what I can say is this, is that when we trained, absolutely ridiculous fitness stuff, there are many, many times when you are least able to defend yourself was straight after a training session because you were just absolutely done, or indeed the day after a particularly brutal session when you're unable to walk, have to slide yourself downstairs, can't hardly lift your arm up, all of those things, and all of that fitness and conditioning work that you put in, pretty much a waste of time because you can hardly walk at the minute. So you've got to do it with a little bit of common sense. We weren't that smart back then, a little bit smarter now, but you still, got to think about those sort of things, depending on what you're doing, what sort of neighborhood you're in, what sort of lifestyle you have. If you've got a lifestyle where you're sat at home and there's absolutely zero or next to zero chance of anything ever happening, then it doesn't matter if you're that done in from your training session that you can't walk. It doesn't matter. But if your job is in security, door work, something like that, law enforcement, and you've trained that hard that you can hardly move, probably need to sort out what you're doing in training. So there's all different aspects of fitness, conditioning that come into play here, and it's all personal. Only you know what's right for you. Only you know what level you could take it to and what level you want to take it to. My own personal thing is be as fit as you can without doing yourself any damage and still leaving yourself able to defend yourself should you need to. If you're a sports fighter, something like that. That's different. You've got to take it up a notch. Your goal should be to be the fittest in your division, the most conditioned in your division. Because if you're doing that, then your mindset will be right, because you know that nobody else is training like you do. When we trained super stupid, super hard, for lots of conditioning and fitness work, we knew nobody was training like that. We had pro fighters come down. They were quitting, half to three quarters, occasionally all the way through to the end of our warm-up before we really started. We've had people, we had to skip outside for a while because there was a little bit of building work going on. Almost everybody would make the occasional, this is not occasional as in over a period of weeks, the occasional as in that training session, the occasional trip to the skip for a quick pew. Not advocating that anybody should do that, that was just us being dumb. But those are the sort of limits you've got to push yourself to in your training if you're sports minded, okay, or at an elite, more elite level, or somebody who wants to get to that elite level. That's what you've got to do. And if you're not prepared to do it, you're probably not going to succeed. But for us normal fat people like me, just keep yourself fit, keep yourself ready, and you should be good to go. Hope that helps. Thanks again.